Hello, everybody, and welcome to our BrainStorm Minute. I'm Bryant, I'm our host, and I'm joined by my wonderful colleagues. Fun facts about these gentlemen. You decide which one applies to who. One of them is married and has 2 or more children. One of them plays Pokemon Go in their free time, and the other one is sporting a beard today. So today in our BrainStorm Minute, we are taking community questions.
So clever.
We received actually a really good question from a community member, Melanie Groves, and I'm going to read it here, and then we're going to take time to have randomly 3 of us spend a minute seeing how we can do it, answering that question. So Melanie said, we still struggle as an organization with uptake in Yammer from senior leadership. It's well known that for something to take off, senior leadership needs to be bought in and actually using the tools themselves. There's still stigma in some parts of the business that if their leader isn't on, then they don't have permission to be on Yammer either. Would love your thoughts and tricks on how to hook that demographic. So we'll get this spinner going, and the one who does not answer a question at the end of this will be punished. Let's hit it. Tyler.
Yeah.
Very good.
Awesome. And the minute starts now. Perfect. So one thing that I think about is I find it fascinating that when smartphones came out, for instance, everyone adopted it, right? You look at enterprise software, adoption is much more difficult. I think there's a lot of reasons why there's a difference there, but one of the biggest reasons I think is because there was this want for people to adopt smartphones, right? And so I think the best way to drive adoption throughout an organization and through leadership is to help them want it, right? Which can be really, really difficult. Sometimes an organization has needs that you need to move to a different set of technology, but people are resistant to that change because they've been doing it for so long, especially when you talk about leadership. They've been doing this for a long time using the same technology. And so really, I think what it comes down to is getting those executives and the leadership into a room and talking vision and helping them catch the vision of why this is important and where this technology can take you and how you can get the most out of it so that it becomes easier after that fact.
All right, very good. Thoughts? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah, I think it's great. One thing to add to that I think is cool to consider is that it's a big part of what we do here at BrainStorm, is do envisioning sessions to try to help people figure out what they want to accomplish with their technology.
Yeah, it's hard to drive the adoption if you don't know the why or you're not passionate about changing something, because change is hard, right? And you got to want to do that change.
All right, stop, Todd.
Okay,
let's go on to the next one. Hit that. No.
All right.
I've got a few
Let's get
ideas
that
here.
clock started.
Yes.
Okay.
2 things that I would recommend. Like we've mentioned, it is a change. This is a new muscle they're exercising, so maybe get it like a 5-minute calendar appointment on their calendar every single day to try and get this new muscle
You mean for
exercise.
management?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Executive leaders. Just have the executive admin put 5 minutes at the beginning of the day, at the middle of the day, or at the end of the day, and have them exercise that listening muscle across the enterprise. The second tip that I would recommend would be putting the mobile app, the Yammer mobile app, on their phone.
It's a huge deal.
And as they're traveling, as they're out and about, they have 3 minutes, they're in the Yammer app, out, right? And they glean the insights they need from conversations happening.
So remove
across.
barriers to entry.
Yep.
Yeah, when I think here internally in our executive management, I think they access Yammer exclusively through their mobile phone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So,
all right, stop, Todd. Let's go for our next one.
Who will it be?
okay, this is rigged. This is rigged.
The spinner doesn't lie. Spinner doesn't lie. All right. So I like thinking about this situation. We're a little bit different here internally, where our executive team isn't very active. They are active, but they're not driving the Yammer. They're not pushing it. When we rolled out Bing for Business internally, it took us a long time to get traction there as well. And so we tried to figure out how we could get executive sponsorship and buy-in there. And what ended up happening for us that really moved this forward in the organization is that the executives decided that Bing for Business was the place you would go for anything org chart related. And by saying that Bing for Business had some exclusivity there, the organization saw the executive team behind it. And so I think in the same way, Yammer needs to be a place where something is identified where you can only go to Yammer to see this thing, whether it's Red Nose Day and all auctioning happens through Yammer, whatever it is, and the executive has to be the one to say it, and then the entire organization will go in that direction.
Distinct, unique value. Yep, absolutely. Love it.
Cool. Glad to have Noah here, especially with his Yammer background and expertise. Any last thoughts, Noah, on this whole issue? I mean, this is something everybody is going through, correct?
Yeah, and there's a weekly chat that we host around enterprise social networking. Often we touch on the topic of leadership. You're welcome to join that ESN chat.
And that's on Twitter?
On Twitter, yep. And you will find like-minded people that are struggling with the same challenges with senior leadership. So,
all right, stop, Todd.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you all for joining
I
us.
like that you said stop, Todd, even to Noah. I didn't even say anything that time.
Stay tuned as we figure out what Todd's great punishment will be. Stay savvy.
What?
You didn't answer.
Guys, why am I dressed this way? I really can't believe you guys are making me do this. Okay, here we go. Brainstorm Minute. Watch our new web series, The Day of Upcoming Software. Every few years are behind us. Cloud-based productivity tools allow Microsoft to release features and update constantly. But how do you keep up? Brainstorm Minute is a web series.